Welcome back students, welcome to the class. Today we will going to discuss the very important concept of hybridization. In the previous concept of valence shell electron pair repulsion theory, we have discussed that valence shell electron pair repulsion theory cannot explain many aspects like tetravalency of carbon, the distortion in the molecule which have very high coordination number. So the hybridization will give you the answer of all those problems. Now what is hybridization? Hybridization concept was given by Pauling, and what is the statement state? It states that it is the phenomenon of mixing of atomic orbitals of similar energy level which lead to the formation of an equivalent number of entirely new orbitals of identical shape and energy, and that process is known as hybridization. And the new orbital that is formed is known as what? It is called as, so they are known as hybrid orbitals. Now if 1s, if you can say here, if you have what? If you have 1s and 1p, they intermix together, it will give you sp hybridization. If 1s and 2p orbitals overlap, it will lead to sp2 hybridization. If 1s and 3p orbitals, it will lead to sp3 hybridization. So in sp there is intermixing of two orbitals. In sp2 there is intermixing of three orbitals. In sp3 there is intermixing of four orbitals. In sp3d, which has coordination number 5, okay, it has 1s 3p orbitals and 1d orbitals which will overlap to give you sp3d, and its shape will be what? Trigonal bipyramidal. In sp the shape will be linear. In sp2 the shape will be trigonal planar. In sp3 the shape will be tetrahedral. In sp3d the shape is trigonal bipyramidal, and in sp3d2 the shape will be octahedral. These bond angles are given to you, and we have discussed all these bond angles in our previous valence shell electron pair repulsion theory. So I am repeating once more. It is the what is sp hybridization? Intermixing of 1s and 1p orbital. What is sp2? Intermixing of 1s and 2p orbitals. sp3, it is intermixing of 1s and 3p orbitals. What is sp3d? It is the intermixing of 1s 3p orbitals and 1d orbital. What is sp3d2? It is intermixing of 1s orbital, 3p orbitals and 2d orbitals. It will lead to the formation of octahedral geometry. Are you getting that? So if you look at this once more, sp, what is that? sp, sp2, sp3, sp3d, sp3d2. So please memorize all these type of hybridization. So what does hybridization is defined as? The concept of mixing of two or more atomic orbitals with nearly the same energy level, which will degenerated new type of orbitals. This intermixing is based on quantum mechanics. That quantum mechanics means the energy levels. The atomic orbitals of these same energy levels can only take part in hybridization. both filled and partially filled orbitals can take part in the hybridization. This is the one of the major difference from the previous theory, in which what can observe that only orbitals which contain unpaired electron can participate in intermixing. Here in hybridization, both fully filled and half filled orbitals can participate in the bonding. During the process of hybridization, the atomic orbitals of similar energy levels are mixed together, such as 2s orbital, 2p. So there is what happens. So I already told you that how these orbitals will overlap. Now what are the various important features of this? The important points of understanding the hybridization is that the number of hybrid orbitals degenerated is equal to the number of pure atomic orbitals. The hybridization concept is not applicable to the isolated atoms. It is used to explain bonding scheme in a molecule only. Okay. Next, the covalent bond is in a polyatomic molecules are formed by the overlap of hybrid orbitals or hybrid orbital with the unhybridized orbitals. Now here you have to take into account one important picture. What is that? That in case of what? In case of sigma bond formation, you may have overlapping of hybrid orbital. Now in hybrid orbital, hybrid and s orbital, hybrid and p orbital, all they participate in sigma bond formation. But pi bond is found by unhybridized orbitals. Remember that. In this concept, memorize that sigma bond is formed between two hybrid orbitals, between hybrid and s orbitals and hybrid and p orbitals. But pi bond is always formed between unhybridized orbitals. Okay, I am repeating once more. The number of hybrid orbitals always equal to the number of atomic orbitals. Are you sure about that? So memorize that point in your mind. Now let's look at this picture once more. If there is one s and one p orbital, they overlap together, then what you have? You have a sp hybrid lobe. So these are two. This is one, this is second. So two sp hybrid lobes will be formed. One is bigger in shape, other is smaller in shape. I am repeating once more. This is one lobe. This is one hybrid orbital. Okay. That is second hybrid orbital. So it is sp hybrid orbital. It is sp hybrid orbitals. Are you getting that? So two, one s and one p give rise to what? This is one first orbital, this is second orbital. It has two lobes. One is bigger lobe, the other is what? The other one is smaller lobe. Similarly, in this case, this first lobe. So now what is happening there? This is what? Second lobe. Okay. So these yellow lobes are above and these white are below. Are you getting that or not? So two hybrid lobes are formed. Two hybrid lobes are formed by the addition of 1s and 1p. Similarly, you have 1s, 1p and 2. So there are 2p orbital 1, 2. Okay. So there are how many? There are two p orbitals which are overlapping with one s orbital. It will lead to formation of sp2 hybrid. Why? 1s 2p is there. So it is 1s 2p. Bigger lobe. So these are three hybrid orbitals. Smaller lobe. The one is bigger lobe. Second is smaller lobe. Okay, clearing there. So these are three hybrid orbitals. These are three hybrid orbitals, that is sp2. So the number of hybrid orbitals, there are three orbitals will be there. One with the bigger lobe, one with the smaller lobe. Okay. So the number of hybrid orbitals are equal to the number of atomic orbitals that are overlapping. Are you sure about that? And remembering one more thing, atomic orbitals of nearly same energy level will participate. Okay, hybrid orbital will participate in sigma bond. Unhybrid, which is not taken into this picture, they will participate in pi bonding. Similarly, if you have one s orbital and all the three p orbitals are present there, it will lead to the formation of what? sp3 hybrid orbital. It will lead to formation of what? sp3 hybrid orbital. This is sp3 hybrid orbital. Okay. The bigger lobes are given by white shape and smaller lobes are given by yellow shape in this case, sp3. So these four hybrid lobes, which are bigger in shape, they are involved in the formation of sigma bond. Okay, sure. Now look at it there. It is a redistribution of energy of orbitals of individual atoms to give orbitals of equivalent energy happens when two atomic orbitals combine together to form a hybrid orbital in a molecule. This process is known as hybridization, and the new formed orbital is called hybrid orbitals. I already told you in the previous example that redistribution of the energy taken place. Now what do you mean by that? It means that the new hybrid orbital has different energy level comparison to the s and p level or s, p and d level from which the atomic orbitals have been taken. So new hybrid orbital will have a new energy level. Okay, and it has a proper orientation. S orbital like spherical, p orbital only in along one direction, but hybrid orbitals, they are well directed orbitals. They have a directional properties. So it means when s orbital undergo hybridization, it will go from a spherical shape to a directional particular shape, but only under hybridization. So what are the key feature of the hybridization? Atomic orbitals are with equal energy level. Atomic orbitals with equal energy level undergo hybridization. It does not mean that one orbital will belong to the 2s level, the second orbital will belong to the 4d level. It is not like that. 2s and 2p, 3s and 3p, 3s, 3p, 3d, like that one, 4s, 3d. So what can happen? Orbitals which have nearly the same energy level, they will undergo hybridization. It is not that energy level among the orbitals will be far away from each other and they can able to intermix together. Intermixing of the orbitals is only take place when you have what? When you have the number of hybrid orbitals are equal to the number of atomic orbital intermix. It is not necessary that all half-filled orbitals must participate. Even completely filled orbitals with slightly different energies can also participate. hybridization happens only during bond formation and not in case of isolated gaseous atom. It means that when ever a molecule is able to be obtained by the overlapping of the atomic orbitals, only then hybridization come into existence. Okay, an isolated atom cannot intermix with any other. If it is isolated, how it can mingle? First of all, the shape of the molecule can be predicted if hybridization of the molecule is known. It means hybridization and shape of the molecules are closely related. Closely related means that what is the shape of the hybrid orbital, same will be the shape of the molecule. Why? Because hybrid lobes are directed at a particular angle in a three-dimensional space. The bigger lobe of the hybrid orbital always have a positive sign, while the smaller lobe will have a negative sign. I already told you that in a hybrid lobe, let us suppose I am talking about this is two lobes of sp hybrid orbitals. Now its smaller lobe is what? Its smaller lobe is what? Its smaller lobe is like that. They are below. Okay? Are you sure about that? Clearly understood now? Similarly, you can see what? Similarly, you can see that in case of sp2 also, these are what? These are bigger orbital lobe and these are smaller lobes. Okay, so the bigger lobes will have a positive sign. The bigger lobes will have a positive sign. The smaller lobe will have a negative sign. Are you sure about that or not? Bigger lobes will participate in sigma bond formation. The bigger lobes will participate in a sigma bond formation. You have to take into account. Sure. Now here you look at that. If you have, look at that, these are p orbitals. So sp orbital lobes are at 180. Lobes are at 180. In case of sp2 hybrid orbital, lobes are at an angle of 120. In case of sp3 hybrid orbital, lobes are at an angle 109.5 degree. Are you getting that or not? Sure. In case of sp3d, okay, there is one triangular base is there and lobes are what? Lobes are above and below. Are you getting that? I am repeating once more. Consider here what? Consider in this case, consider in case of sp3d, I am talking about this sp3d. Now in sp3d, consider one triangular base. It is trigonal bipyramidal. Consider one trigonal base. So lobes are directed from the center like that. Okay, now two lobes are what? Two lobes are above and below the plane. So it gave rise to what? It gave rise to trigonal bipyramidal. Okay, yellow lobe is 90 degree to perpendicular to what? Perpendicular to white lobes. Yellow lobe are perpendicular to the white lobes and white lobes are at angle of 120 to each other. Are you getting that? Sure. Nice. In case of octahedral geometry, okay, I will discuss later on because here space is not available to discuss. Now first will be the sp3 hybridization. In case of sp3 hybridization, what is happening? When one s orbital, 3 p orbital, when one s orbital and 3 p orbital belong to the same energy level or nearly the same energy level of an atom intermixed together, then a new 4 equivalent orbitals are formed and that new type of hybridization is called tetrahedral. Okay, four new orbitals are formed, but they are four. These four orbitals, they are directed along the four corner of a regular tetrahedron. Look at that. In this case, four corner of the tetrahedron. Okay, sure about that or not? So this is first lobe, this is second lobe, this is third lobe, and that is the fourth lobe. So four lobes are directed along the four corners of the tetrahedral and making an angle of 109. All lobes are what? 109 degree to each other. Okay, each sp3 hybrid orbital has 25% s character and 75% p character. Okay, sp3, so 25% s and 75% p. These are the sp3 hybrid orbital picture. This is sp3 hybrid orbital picture. Look at that. Okay, all angles are what? All angles are at what angle? 109 degree 28 minutes. Are you sure about that? This is carbon, methane, hydrogen, 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 hydrogen. Are you sure? So all bond angles are 109.5 degree. This is hydrogen, this is hydrogen, this is hydrogen, and what is that? Middle atom is what? Middle atom is carbon. What is happening here? One s orbital and three p orbitals, they will intermix together to give you sp3. That is sp3 hybrid orbital. What I am trying to say here, that in this case, what is happening here? sp3 hybrid orbital is formed. Are you sure about that? So this is what? This is the four corner of a tetrahedron. Are you getting that or not? This is sp3. This is sp3 hybrid orbital. Are you getting that? Sure about that? So this is bigger lobe, this is smaller lobe. Look at that. What I am trying to say, carbon has what? Carbon has configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. So ground level configuration is what? That is 2s2 and 2p2. This is called ground state. This is called ground state. So on excitation, what will happen? On excitation, this electron excited to the higher level, energy level. So one s orbital and p orbital, and there are three p orbitals are there. Are you getting that or not? So this one s orbital and three p orbital, they intermix together, and what they do, they intermix together. So this is 1s, this is pz, this is py, and this is px. So px, py, pz, they intermix together to give you what? They intermix together. These three orbitals are nearly the same energy level. Why? 2s and 2p, they have nearly the same energy level. So these energy level orbitals, what they will do? They will intermix. They will what? 1s, the 2s, 2p, 2p, 2p. Okay, they will intermix to give you what? sp3 hybrid orbital. What they will give you? sp3 hybrid orbital. So when this 1p and 3p orbital, they intermix, they will give you what? They will give you a sp3 hybrid orbital. This is sp3 hybrid orbital. Now this sp3 hybrid orbital, this sp3 hybrid carbon atom add with the 4 1s hydrogen to give you what? To give you methane. To give you methane molecule. So what can happen? This is sp3 hybrid carbon. Okay, so it will overlap. It will overlap with 4 hydrogen atom. And what can happen now? In this overlap area, you have 2 electrons each. Sure, what can you have? Now you have methane molecule, such that all bond angles are 109.28 degree. Now look at that. What? Look at that nitrogen. In case of nitrogen, this is 2s, this is 2p. Now here this electron, oh God. Now what can happen here? Now this 2s electron will remain paired up, and this paired up s electron and this p, they will intermix together. One s orbital containing 2 electron and p orbital containing each what? Each single electron, they will intermix. They will intermix to give you sp3 nitrogen atom, in which one of the hybrid lobe contains s unpaired electron. So there are 4 lobes will be there of nitrogen. Out of these 4 lobes, one will contain what? One lobe will contain lone pair of electron, while the other lobes will contain single electron each. Okay, so this lobe contain sp3 hybrid lobe containing lone pair, remember that. Are you getting that in your mind now? So now in this case you have sp3 nitrogen atom. sp3 nitrogen atom is there. It will overlap with 3 hydrogen atom having s orbital electron to give you ammonia. To give you what? Ammonia. So what can you have? In ammonia you have 3 sigma bond between nitrogen, what? Between nitrogen and hydrogen. So this is sigma bond. This is sigma bond between nitrogen and hydrogen, and it contains one lone pair of electron. It contains one This is lone pair of electrons. This is lone pair of electrons present in the hybrid lobe. Now look at that here. In this case, what is happening? This is hybrid lobe containing what? Containing lone pair. So here bond angle is 107. So in case of ammonia, what you observe? Bond angle is not 108 degree 28 minutes. The bond angle is 107 degree. Due to what? Due to lone pair. What? Due to lone pair bond pair repulsion. We already talked about that. Due to lone pair bond pair repulsion. Are you getting that or not? Sure. So it has pyramidal shape. So ammonia has what? Some distortion in tetrahedral geometry. That distortion happens due to this lone pair. Now let's look at the sp3 hybridization in case of ethane molecule, that is C2H6. Now in this case, what is happening? You will take two carbon atoms. You will take first carbon atom. In the first carbon atom, the carbon undergo, it is in ground state. So when the carbon electron are in the ground state, in presence of any external field, what will happen? This electron will excite to the higher energy level. So in higher energy level, this is the excited state. So 1s and 3p orbitals, they will intermix. They will what? They will intermix together. What they will do? They will undergo intermixing. On intermixing s orbital and 3p orbitals, you will have an sp3 carbon atom. So what can happen now? Two carbon which are sp3 hybridized plus 6 hydrogen, they intermix together to give you ethane. How it happens? Let's look at that now. So first of all, what will happen? That sp3 hybrid lobe of carbon, they will overlap together. Okay, this is the sp3 hybrid lobe of. So what can happen now here? That hybrid lobe of two sp3 carbon atoms are given. So what can happen? You have carbon sigma bond formation. Carbon sigma bond formation happen like that. Are you sure about that? Then after that, what will happen? After that, now you will have one overlapping of so that's how a carbon sigma bond has been formed. Now what can happen in this case now? Now in this case, hydrogen atom will overlap with the hybrid lobe of sp3 carbon. Hydrogen atom s orbital overlap with this. So what can you have? One carbon sigma bond and 3 carbon hydrogen sigma bond. Similarly here 3 carbon hydrogen sigma bond. So these are hydrogen atoms. This is sp3 carbon, this is sp3 carbon, these are hydrogen. Are you getting that in your mind now? So what can happen now? So you will have carbon molecule now you have formation of ethane molecule, that is C2H6. There is one carbon carbon bond and 6 carbon hydrogen bond. So 6 carbon hydrogen bond and 1 carbon carbon bond. Okay, sure about that or not? Clearly understood now?